Good morning, guys. So today I want to share out of the book of Matthew, and I'm going to read from chapter 26, and I'm going to read verses 36 through 38. Then Jesus came with them to a place called Gethsemane, and he said to his disciples, "Sit here while I go over there and pray." And he took with him Peter and the two sons of Zebedee, and began to be grieved and distressed. Then he said to them, "My soul is deeply grieved to the point of death. Remain here and keep watch with me." So, this is Jesus' final prayer that he's fixing to do. The one where he asks for this sacrifice that he must fulfill in order to save mankind. But of course, we all know that he had no intention of not going through with it. He was going to do the Father's will no matter what. But at that point, I believe, is when he truly felt the weight of all the world's sin on him. I mean, he knows what he's about to go through and what he is about to endure for the sake of all of our souls before his birth, while he was alive, and after his birth. Every person's sin was about to be laid upon him. And it also shows that he also was very saddened. Grieved into death. He had to have felt a sorrow so great that nobody and no one on this earth would ever be able to handle. But he was able to handle it because he was our Savior, and he was sent to be able to handle it. Because he felt everything that we felt. He felt happiness, he felt joy, he felt sadness, he felt anger, hunger, thirst. Everything that we feel or go through, he had been through. But unlike us, who are born with a sinful nature, he came from God, perfect, pure, holy, unstained, and was born of a virgin. That way he could not be corrupt, for he was God on earth, God with us. So it just kind of blows my mind how he was able to go through all this and push forward and do God's will voluntarily and actually without hesitation. His sorrow and his grief drove him to ask God to relieve him of this responsibility, but not because he wasn't willing to go through it. He already knew and he already decided that he was going to go through it no matter what. It just shows, I think, to me, it shows his humanity. The fact that he can empathize with all of our sorrows, all of our pains, all of our fears, because he's been through it all. He's witnessed it all, felt it all. And I was as far as to say, before he even came on the earth, he probably had already felt everything that man could possibly go through, feel everything that man could possibly feel, in general and individually. So it takes a perfect Savior to be able to hold up to that great burden and still be able to empathize with us and grieve. I mean, his grief was so severe that he could have literally died of a broken heart if he wanted to. And I think part of that sorrow and that grief that he also felt was knowing that not everybody is going to be saved. There's going to be those who will not be saved. There's going to be those who are going to harden our hearts so much that they will never believe in Jesus Christ and what he did for us. And they will never believe that God is the Creator, is the Holy One that brought life and everything into existence. I mean, I can't even begin to imagine, how having that foreknowledge of what your children are going to do, despite what you do for them, never search for you, never seek you out, always disobey you, always rebel against you, despite the fact that you're going to die for them so that they can be redeemed back to God, the Father. I can't fathom my head around it. I mean, I have all the faith in the world in Jesus Christ, but there's some things that I just cannot get my head around and grasp because it takes a supernatural being to be and have that supernatural attitude and integrity to be able to complete perfectly that responsibility to please God and to save mankind from themselves as a whole, and then individually those who are elected, who seek to be saved, who ask to be saved. We want to be saved by a Savior, but we don't necessarily seek the Savior out. And I think besides, feeling all that and knowing the truth and reality of what things are is what really grieved Jesus to the point of death. Because despite all that he did for us and all that he was doing for them at that time, he knew that there would be many that would not appreciate or believe in him or believe that God sent him. That's what I get from reading this. So with that, I want to wish you all a good day. Have a blessed day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.